This is Change Your Mindset Podcast, the podcast that helps change your life by helping change the mindset of the 99% into the 1% mindset. Here's your host, Adrian Gomez.
Welcome to Change Your Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Adrian Gomez. Everyone knows prices are going up. Everywhere you go, prices are skyrocketing, no matter what it is. Whether it's eating, shopping, anything, prices are going up. And in California, since it's so damn expensive to live there, they had to increase minimum wage to $20. Everybody knows if you increase minimum wage, prices will go up. That's how they combat the price increase of minimum wage. But the people ruling California clearly have no idea what they are doing. Since people are already leaving the state, prices are skyrocketing, houses are skyrocketing, everything in that state is ruined. Homelessness has gone up. There's literally shit on the sidewalks when you walk there. Everywhere you go is a disaster because of what, obviously, a governor named Gavin Newsom. And he had this great idea to increase minimum wage to $20, which is just going to cause more unemployment. So this article coming out of Valuetainment. It was written on April 2nd by Connor Welcott. The title of the article is California Fast Food Chains Prepare for Mass Layoffs After $20 Minimum Wage Law. A California law raising the minimum wage of fast food workers to $20 an hour took effect on Monday, immediately taking a bite out of the bottom line of several major restaurant chains, facing as much as a 25% increase in salary costs. Franchises including Starbucks, McDonald's, and multiple pizzerias are laying off hundreds of employees, slowly hiring and cutting back on hours for the workers who remain. Under the Fast Food Accountability and Standards (FAST) Recovery Act, fast food chains with 60 or more locations in the state of California, counted across individually owned franchises, are obligated to abide by the new wage laws. The previous average salary for food service workers in the state was $16. According to the Wall Street Journal, pizza franchises were the hardest hit by the new salary requirements, leading to hundreds of job cuts ahead of the bill taking effect yesterday. In December, Pizza informed more than 1,200 employees that they would be let go at the end of February, as did Southern California Pizza Co. Both chains eventually discontinued delivery services in California altogether to cut the necessary number of jobs. Round Table Pizza, Excalibur Pizza, LLC, and other pizza chains similarly announced impending job cuts, most of them for delivery drivers. Quote, the franchise is transferring their delivery services to third party. While it is unfortunate, we look at this as a transfer of jobs, end quote, said a statement from Round Table's parent company. Quote, as you know, many California restaurant operators are following the same approach due to rising operating costs. We anticipate third-party delivery providers, in turn, will see a boost in their businesses, which will require additional staff on their end. End quote. The new minimum wage laws also extend pizza beyond the industry, encompassing any businesses that, quote, feature ice cream, coffee, boba tea, pretzels, or donuts, end quote, as well as any that provide sweets and drinks, meaning McDonald's, Auntie Anne's Pretzels, Starbucks, and Cinnabon must increase pay as well. However, a bizarre carve-out was included in the bill exempting any restaurants that, quote, bake bread and sell it as a standalone item, end quote. Greg Flynn, a multi-billionaire restaurant franchise with a monopoly on Panera Bread locations in California, was the primary beneficiary of this provision, raising questions about the legality of the law given his close ties to state Governor Gavin Newsom. Newsom has since denied any impropriety and further claimed that Panera Bread would not benefit from the exemption. Across all franchises, owners expressed concerns about passing higher costs onto customers, particularly in light of already increased costs from inflation. As a result, substituting automated processes and outsourcing delivery work has become the most straightforward cost-cutting measure. Quote, I can't charge $20 for Happy Meals. I'm leaving no stones unturned, end quote, said Scott Roderick, owner of 18 McDonald's restaurants in Northern California. Quote, restaurants are struggling to stay above water, and Democrats just threw them an anvil, end quote. California Assembly Republican leader James Gallagher told Fox Business, quote, we warned Democrats that this new mandate would cost jobs. They ignored us, and here we are with the highest unemployment rate in the country, poised to get even worse, end quote. And that's the end of the article. I've talked about before. Minimum wage going up sounds great to the average person, but people don't understand where is that money coming from. It doesn't come out of thin air. It's not magic. That increase in money has to come in from somewhere. And of course, it's going to come from either laying off people, other employees, where they can increase other employees' salary, or they're going to have to increase their prices. And who does that hurt? The people that consume them. And this is how businesses run. And that's why a lot of businesses are going out of business for reasons like this. So don't be surprised if you start seeing your prices, if you go out and eat fast food, or you go out and consume whatever these products are, prices are just going to increase even more. So if you think in California, if you live there, prices are bad now, just wait. They are just going to keep increasing. And that's why no one wants to live in California. That's why businesses are leaving California. You're paying the highest taxes in California for what? The highest homelessness, the highest unemployment, the highest crime? It doesn't make any sense. Some people just want to see that state destroyed. All these blue states, it doesn't work. As you can see what's happening in New York, it's not working either. And obviously all these new illegal immigrants coming in and getting free hotels, free food, free money, this is what's happening. The average American citizen is struggling, and they will keep on struggling if stuff like this continues. And that's why people need to understand. Former Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee, who was running for Senate, and thankfully she didn't make it, was suggesting a $50 minimum wage in the Bay Area. $50 minimum wage in the Bay Area. Just think about that logically. Where is that money coming from? How many people are going to lose their jobs? How many businesses are going to go out of business? How much prices are going to skyrocket? And the only reason she was saying this, because it sounds good to the average person who is not financially educated, who doesn't understand business, who doesn't understand any of this. $50 minimum wage sounds great to the average person if you have no idea how it works. And this is a problem. People like this thinks Americans are stupid. And this is the truth. She thinks she can get away with minimum wage at $50. We all know it would never happen. She's just saying this to go on people's emotions just for they can vote on her. And obviously, she being a politician, she would never even execute $50 minimum wage. And if she ever did, which is nearly impossible, like I said, employment up, businesses out of business, prices will be even more high. But this is what it's all about. It's all a game to these people, which is unfortunate because they keep increasing the prices. And who suffers? The average American citizen. That's why the middle class is decreasing. I'm reading a graph from Pew Research from April 20th, 2022. And the graph shows Shares of adults in U.S. middle class has decreased considerably since 1971. So in 1971, the lower income was 25%. The middle income in 1971 was 61%. The upper income in 1971 was 14%. So in 2021, the lower income percent was 29%. The middle income in 2021 was 50%. In 2021, the upper income was 21%. I'm reading another article just showing you how bad that's getting. Another article coming from Valuetainment that was posted on April 2nd by Shane Devine. The article states, Report, renting is cheaper than buying a starter home in top 50 U.S. metro areas. A new report from Realtor.com has found that it is now cheaper to rent an apartment than buy a starter home in the 50 largest metropolitan areas in the United States, according to February data. In February, rents for units with 0 to 2 bedrooms fell for the 7th consecutive month. Rents in the 50 largest metro areas fell to a median of $1,708 per month. In February, a $4 drop from January and a $7 drop, negative 0.4% since last year. The cost of buying a home, meanwhile, was $1,027, or 60.1%, higher than renting in all 50 metro areas. In Austin and Seattle, a starter home is more than twice as expensive as a rental unit. Phoenix and San Francisco were not far behind. Nashville, Phoenix, Memphis, Raleigh, and Richmond experienced the great disparities. This is a post from Realtor.com. The 5 states where the most young adults, 25 to 34, live with their parents: California, Hawaii, New Jersey, New Hampshire, and New York. Monthly savings from renting were calculated to be $162 higher than prior years. In the metro areas, mortgage rates, meanwhile, have risen about 7%. In certain parts of the U.S., as the Federal Reserve maintains higher interest rates. But rents aren't necessarily cheap from an objective standpoint. They were just $50 less, negative 2.8%, than they were at their peak in August 2020. February 2024, rents were $252, 17.3% higher than they were in February 2020, before COVID hit. According to a new study from Bankrate, one must make over $110,000 a year to afford the median price house in 22 states. In January 2020, the average home buyer had to make about $75,000, representing a 46% increase from 2020 to now. The median home price has leaped from $290,000 to $412,000, a 41% increase. Quote, home values are near record highs, and if you want a house, you have little choice but to pay a high price. End quote, said Bankrate housing market analyst Jeff Ostrowski. And that's the end of the article. So now it's to the point where you will never be able to afford a home because homes are too expensive. And now it's cheaper to rent. Now, this nation will no longer be homeowners. They will now be home renters because people can no longer afford homes and they will never will. Like I said, things aren't getting any easier. Things aren't getting any cheaper. If you think they are, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but they are not. Times will continue to get tougher. Everything continues to go up. It's either you do something about it, you improve, you educate yourself, you make more money, learn new skills, get a sidekick, work for yourself, whatever it is, you need to figure it out. Nothing's getting easier, and it will not. By the end of this year, whatever happens with the presidential debates, whoever the next president is, that will factor everything. We have another 4 years of what we're having right now. Imagine another 4 years. How crazy things will be in the next 4 years. And that should terrify you. If you think things are tough now, imagine then. It will not be any easier at all. I just read you 2 articles. One, minimum wage is going up. More people are going to get laid off. More businesses are going to go out of business. Prices will go up. People will no longer afford homes because it's cheaper to rent now. All this is coming down to, just like they said from Charles Schwab at the World Economic Forum, you will own nothing and you will be happy. And this is literally what it's coming down to. Because everything's so damn expensive. People can't afford anything. People can't even afford home. People will no longer be able to afford to live. And it sounds like this is exactly what they want. They want to squeeze every single dime out of you. For you can't afford nothing. For you have to rely on the government. Because once you rely on the government, they control you. Because you gotta do whatever they tell you to. Otherwise, you don't get whatever they promise you. So, time to wake up. Time to get to work. Pay attention. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your money. Use it wisely. Because times aren't getting easier. And I'm going to say that over and over again till people understand. This is not fearmonger. This is the truth. And you need to hear it. Because you're not going to hear it anywhere else. You're not going to hear it on the media. You're not going to hear it on the news. You're not going to hear from even people you know. Maybe some people are actually educated and know what's going on in the world. But most people don't. Let's be honest. People are too busy on social media watching these TV shows, movies. They have no idea what's actually happening. And those people will suffer. But you know actually what's going on in the real world, which is more important to know now more than ever. That's going to be it for this podcast episode. As always, I truly appreciate your time and listening to this podcast. As always, please like, subscribe, comment, and please share with other people if you found this podcast beneficial and you think it can help other people as well. Truly helps and helps grow the podcast more than I can by myself. And I thank you very much. If you'd like to support the podcast and be a Patreon member, truly helps. And you can do that by clicking the Patreon link in the description below. Thank you if you do. As always, I wish you guys the best. And I hope you understand what's really going on and how these times are actually truly terrifying. And hopefully times get brighter, but as of now, it does not look like it. Thank you guys again. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Change Your Mindset podcast. Be sure to tune in every week for a new episode. As always, change your mindset to change your life.